Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Weeny Apocalypse Issi, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road in the snow as I run over a dead body. Lining up here on the start line for our next to final week of Will It Off-Road in the Snow. We will resume regular Will It Off-Road for the Cayo Perico heist vehicles 2 weeks from today. We've got two more vehicles to do in the snow next week, and I don't remember what they are. I think it's the Camacho, and I don't know. It's something. I don't know. It's a good one and a one that's not so good. I haven't edited the video yet, so who knows. So, Apocalypse Issi. Rear-wheel drive and incredibly light with a really high center of gravity. There, you saw that come into play. Thanks to that big lift kit. It's got those big BV off-road tires on it, but as you know, tires don't really make any difference to GTA Online when it comes to traction. There's a lot of people who believe they do, and those people are suffering from what's called the placebo effect. They put off-road tires on a vehicle and then go off-roading, and they're like, oh yeah, this feels a lot better. Oh, it's definitely better. What they're doing is imagining things. It's all in their head. That's what the placebo effect is. It's just all in their head. They're probably driving a little bit better for off-road conditions after they've put off-road tires on their vehicle. Probably, approaching things more seriously for off-roading, and therefore they do better off-road. Has nothing to do with the tires. About the only place that off-road tires tends to have any effect is in racing with curb boosting and stuff like that, which is why you see a lot of racers using off-road tires, but they do not give you more grip. That is a common misconception in GTA Online. If you don't believe me, go watch Bruffy's fact-finding videos about it. They do not give you more grip. The only thing that gives you more traction in GTA are spoilers, or whatever else moves the traction bar in Los Santos Customs, and of course the downforce multipliers. Those are the things that give you grip and traction. But this thing has a big machine gun mounted to the top, so that may change its center of mass. There is definitely a lot of evidence. To be fair, it's anecdotal at best, but there is a lot of evidence that what body add-ons or visual modifications you use, as well as the type of spoiler you use and everything, can shift around the car's center of mass. So a bigger spoiler on the back of your car will definitely put more weight towards the back of it, thus making it handle slightly different. So you can fine-tune things. But the Weeny Issi has a lot of weight up on top, and a little bit more up there temporarily with a hiker on the hood. But being rear-wheel drive and really light, it struggles to get traction going up the mountain in the snow. So therefore, we're not getting the best time. In fact, we still have a little bit before we're all the way up there. So if you want to see the performance of all the vehicles in Will It Off-Road, not only regular Will It Off-Road, but also Will It Off-Road in the snow, there is a link in the description down below that takes you to a Google Sheet that has all vehicles, then everything sorted by class, and then a snow tab. So the all vehicles tab is just first through however many for where you're off-road, just by ascent time. The class breaks them down into class specific, and then by ascent time, and then finally just one big one for snow that's just 1 through 40, whatever it is now. So you can check that out. Had to do a little bit of a what I call granny run. Didn't quite have the grip without a little bit of speed. But we are up, if not backwards, in 4 minutes, 1 second. So will the Issi off-road in the snow? I mean, yeah, it made it, but it wasn't very good. And you may notice that it's daylight at this particular moment, and now it's suddenly nighttime. Yeah, that's because we had to wait forever for somebody else to get up the mountain, and then they still couldn't get all the way to the top. But at least we have a nice little light show with my green lights, Schwinn's purple lights, and Commander's yellow lights, so it's kind of nice. And I did leave the headlights on because I wasn't sure if I had mines on this vehicle. and I didn't want to accidentally trigger them by blinking the headlights around and leaving a mine for somebody, so I just left the headlights on. Yeah, so the Issi Apocalypse kind of struggles from a lack of good brakes. So I'm really trying to keep the speed down, because anytime it gets any speed at all, it doesn't want to stop, and the snow does not help that. Leads to some definite hair-raising moments. But a moment ago we were talking about the spreadsheet link in the description down below. There is also a link down there to Will It Offroad Bingo. You click that link, then click on Generate Card. Oh, hi, Commander. Yeah, he did a nice little jump there by accident. He was shrieking quite a bit because he thought he was going to go off the mountain. But play Will It Off Bingo. You just click on Generate Card. Something just fell off my car there. I think the rear bumper. Yeah, it's the rear bumper. And then you play along with Bingo. If you get Bingo, put it in the description down below. Or if you want, you can even come over to the Vainglorious Discord server and brag about winning World Off-Road Bingo there. Because we would love to have you as part of the Vainglorious community. I mean, you kind of already are if you're watching the videos and you comment and like and subscribe and turn notification bells on and become a member and buy all the merch and subscribe on Twitch. Like and subscribe. You know, that makes you part of the Vainglorious. But you can become even more Vainglorious by coming and hanging out with us on the Vainglorious Discord server. Love to have you there. We've got a group of about, we're just over 200 people, which isn't bad for a channel my size, to be able to draw in 200 people. So you can find people playing a lot of different games, so you can find people to play games with, you can find people to chat with. We have a memes channel, we even have a trains channel, because reasons. Yeah, come hang out with us on Discord. Had to have something to talk about during this really slow run down the mountains. It's taken a while to get down the mountain with this thing. Lots of mishaps. The lack of brake caused me to overshoot a lot of corners. Of course, Hobo did the exact same thing. And of course, you can hear all of our banter. Ooh, Tria mini crashes gets a victim. But you can hear all of our banter that we have in Will It Off-Road when we're actually recording. If you are a channel supporter by either being a Twitch subscriber, YouTube member, or Patreon supporter. And then once every Will It Off-Road goes up a day before, sometimes just a few hours before, supporters get access in a special supporters only section of the Vainglorious Discord server to a link of the behind the scenes version. It's a little bit extended. You get to see all the shenanigans in between all the edits, and then you also get to hear our live commentary and shenanigans instead of my voiceover. But we're down 3 minutes, 28 seconds. Gonna head back to the top of Mount Chiliad. And right here, if you were a Vainglorious supporter, you could have heard an epic cat fight from Commander Hobo's cats. It was great. But instead, you got to see and just hear me launch a couple of mortars out the back, which I don't know how well you can really tell it. But what that did is send Finn off the wrong side of the mountain, and he immediately got wedged between two trees, and that was it for his damage descent. He was stuck. So yeah, kind of a mean thing for me to do. I shot a couple more, hoping to take out whoever's behind me there. I think it's Hobo. Yeah, not really sure. I'm pretty sure it's Commander Hobo right behind me. Issi starting to shed body panels, and you may have heard it there as we were in the air. The engine wasn't really revving there. But we do have a bit of engine damage going on by way of an injury rattle. We've also shed some body panels. Like, when I made the impact with the ground or rocks, I saw something fall off the car, but then I have watched it frame by frame by frame by frame, and nothing's missing. Like, just there, something fell off the car, and I don't know what it was. It's like one thing came off, like the rear quarter panel, but the quarter panel's still there, and everything that was in the opening shot still there. Just then, something came off, like where the trunk would be, where the mortars are, but everything's still there. So I don't know. It's like it's got extra body panels that aren't modeled, but can still fall off. I don't know. We're down for the damage descent. 1 minute, 35 seconds. Gonna shoot a couple more mortars just for funsies. And take a look at the damage. All the lights gone. The hood is missing along with the right door and rear bumper. It has bent wheels. And of course, as we mentioned a moment ago, it does have engine damage. Taking a look at the support vehicles. Shin doesn't have one because I wedged it between two trees. I'm very proud of that. And that's going to bring us to our next vehicle. The Grotti Itali GTO. So this is one both of these vehicles we tested in 2019 when we had the snow. So I've had this footage sitting on my hard drive for over a year. I kind of asked you guys last week if you wanted to see 2 more weeks of Will It Off-Road in the snow, or if you wanted me to go back to the drip feed vehicles from Cayo Perico Heist DLC, and nobody said a word about it either way. So I did whatever I wanted to, and that means we're 2 more weeks of snow. It's like Groundhog Day. I saw my shadow, and wait, no, I didn't see my shadow, so it's 2 more weeks in the snow. Yeah, that's how that went down. So this is a bouncy boy, as everybody knows by now. This car's been out long enough that everybody knows this thing and bumps are not friends. And of course, here we are off-roading it. And as you can see, that's leading to lots of issues. Not to say that this thing gets a bad time, but if it weren't for this bouncy handling flag, it would have gotten an even better time. Maybe even gotten close to the number 1, which is the Issi Sport. The Issi Sport is number 1 by a long shot. In fact, I've got the spreadsheet open on my second monitor over here, if I can get the mouse over there. Let me take a look and see. Yeah, Issi Sport sits at 231. And then the next vehicle after that's 246. So it has a comfortable lead, and it's the same situation in regular Will It Off-Road. The Issi Sport sits up at number 1. Scrolling back to the top of the page. Actually, I take that back. The Vagrant did dethrone the Issi Sport by about half a second. I had forgotten about that at 222.5, and then Issi Sport at 223 dead. So, yeah, it's a good car. We haven't tested the Vagrant or the Outlaw. They're the ones that are closest in times. In regular Will It Off-Road, we haven't tested them in the snow. I guess we probably should maybe next year, just to see how that top 3 contender list goes, because they're all within a second and a half of each of those top 3 vehicles. So it's pretty tight. But in the snow, Issi Sport reigns supreme by a pretty good margin. We'll talk about actual numbers here once we get to the top of the mountain with the Itali GTO. It's just bouncing all around. Bumpy ride. It makes for a handful. It is all-wheel drive, so at least that helps me in the snow. But the bumpiness, definitely not a good thing. Having a bit of an issue here. I traded in a little too soon. And then, yeah, that happened. But we're up 2 minutes, 54 seconds. So Will It Off-Road in the snow? Yeah, sure. Yeah, did okay. Did fine. Nearly 3 minutes. That makes it number 2 in sports out of 8. 23 seconds slower than the Issi Sport that we were just talking about. But 1/10 of a second faster than the Schlagen GT. Makes it 4th overall in the snow. 1 second slower than the Free Crawler. So, not bad. And then on the Apocalypse Issi that we looked at a little bit back, it is number 1 in compacts out of 2. So, not a lot of competition right now. But it is 21 seconds faster up the mountain than the brand new BF Weevil. It is 27th overall, 2 seconds slower than the Vigilante, but 3 seconds faster than the Rancher XL. So it falls between a weird rocket-powered supercar and a big honking SUV. And do with that information what you will. So heading back down the mountain, and yeah, I'm not really worried about the speed. We have good brakes. We've got good grip, but we've got the bouncy. So I'm just trying to not go too terribly fast. And again, it's not because of grip or lack of braking, but it's the bouncy. I wanna make sure I'm not going too fast, because you go too fast, hit the smallest little bump, and you're gonna get air, and then that air could translate into you saying sayonara to the mountain. Oh, I kneecapped a hiker. That was nice. I got him, knocked him over, and I'm pretty sure Commander Hobo behind me finished him off. There, talking about bouncy, I bounced a little bit and wound up way off the track. So definitely struggling a lot to get this thing down. Though we're getting down a lot quicker than we did with the Issi, and ooh, really close to going over there. And that was the bounciness. The back end was bouncing all around, so only the front brakes were really working, and probably not very well at that. So yeah, got to open it up a little bit there, and that was a mistake because I also was bouncing and couldn't steer. Hobo nearly hit me, and to avoid me, he went into the very next tree. So the tree's got a couple of visits by Grotti this week. I mean, if you're gonna be a tree and you have to get hit by a car, you want to be hit by a Grotti, right? Stands to reason. Wow, look at that up on two wheels. It's just nonsense the way this thing bounces all around. It really, truly is. It's maybe with this enhanced version of GTA Online that's supposed to be coming out for new gen consoles and PC, they'll fix some of this bullshit. We're down, didn't hit the brakes in time, and so I nearly went all the way across the highway. But check out this epic landing from Commander Hobo. Well done, Hobo. You have redeemed yourself from the past few weeks of fail that you've had. So we're heading down for the damage descent. Nice little landing so I can get some more speed. All four wheels were on the ground, and yeah, I managed to get a good little jump because of that extra speed. Oh, immediately shaved it off though because there was another car in the way. But I lost my hood, so hey, I'm lighter now. Weight savings. But I'm also in almost last. Not that this is a race. We totally treat it like a race when we're in it, but it's not a race. It doesn't matter who gets down there first as far as our testing results. Though we do get a bit competitive with it in the lobby itself. And hey, if you play on PC, that's yet another reason for you to come join the Vainglorious Discord server when we record Will It Off-Road, as well as other videos, plus the Saturday afternoon Vainglorious community streams on Twitch. You're more than welcome to join us if you're on the Vainglorious Discord server. And you're playing the games that we play at that particular moment. 99.99999% of the time we are playing on PC. Every once in a while I'll slum it over on consoles, but it's pretty rare, mainly because I don't own a lot of games on console. And honestly, right now I probably couldn't, even if I wanted to, because I don't have PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live. So that would kind of keep me from playing online games with people. So just bouncing my way around, shoving people out of the way. I've gotten some good hits in here. And there's another one. Just shoving people right out of my way, but I went flying, couldn't stop because my wheels were bouncing up and off the ground. Nearly completely missed the turn. And we are down in 1 minute, 43 seconds. Let's take a look at the damage on the Itali GTO. The headlight's gone, most of the windows in the front missing, the doors won't close. We have bent wheels and, surprisingly, minor body damage. It's very minor, but it's there. It's enough to mention it. Take a look at the support vehicles. Snow inbound and my way for Moshfin and Hobo. Don't worry, I got a grenade launcher out right immediately after this shot, and I blew all three of them up. So that's going to do it for this week's Will It Off-Road. Make sure you hit that like button, get subscribed if you enjoyed today's video, and leave a comment down below telling me, hey, I think you're awesome. People are throwing snowballs at me. Yeah, I see you. Anyways, guys, until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.